Hello and welcome to another demonstration of capsule structure diagram inheritance coming up in the Papyrus-RT project. So last time out we looked at the first step in inheritance of ports and capsule parts in a specializing capsules diagram. Today we'll look at some refinements to how this works. So again, we start by creating a generalization relationship on capsule 2 to capsule 1. So now immediately we see some differences. So we see that the presentation of inherited elements is a bit washed out. So these ports look rather grayish, and it's not quite so easy to tell, but the gradient and the border of this part are both a lighter hue. So as before, of course, these things track around the motions in the parent diagram. And if I save, I can look in here and see that, yes, the layout of the parent diagram changed. The port shape, the part shape here was moved, and so was the port shape, but the capsule 2 diagram isn't changed at all. So that's good. Now I'll make a couple of changes here to just move these shapes. So now they no longer track the locations of shapes on the capsule 1 diagram. Just undoing those so that we don't get more noise in the comparison than we care for. So once again, we see now that there are some new changes, that now the capsule 2 diagram has introduced, let's make this a bit bigger, a property shape and a port shape to store the overridden visualization of these elements. And we see also now that this, in fact, it's not so easy to tell from the XMI, but this is a reference to the inherited element, not to any fictitious redefinition that we create to support the UI. And the same for the port. And as further evidence, we see here in the UML model that in fact we have not created any redefinitions of the semantic elements just to support redefinition of the visualization. But of course we can still do that too, right? So let's say I go change this. I'll edit its name like so. Now we see that it takes on the same appearance as a locally defined part in this capsule because, of course, it is now locally defined. By changing the name, we've implicitly created a real redefinition of the inherited capsule part. And the same goes for an element like this. Let's take the one that we didn't actually move. So I'll call this, say, I don't know, whatever, doesn't matter. So now it gets its own name, and now it's also changes back to the color that shows that it is a locally defined element. So now if we save that, we can see that we get, of course, stereotype comments. Yeah, that's all good. There's the port shape for that we had created before. Here's the properties, the part shape that we had created before, but we didn't create a new port shape in the notation for this element because all that we did was to redefine the semantics. We didn't redefine the visualization. In here, we do see that semantic redefinition of the port and of the part also, as we expect. So there you have it, another brief demonstration of capsule structure diagram inheritance in Papyrus-RT. Thank you.